The trials of a 162-game season have never been more evident. This year's version of the Giants has been the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. And even though the Giants have been all or nothing, everything has led up to this. Win one more game and the postseason is theirs. And that one more game is coming up next.
It's Hyundai Sunday on CSN Bay Area as Giants Baseball is brought to you by your Bay Area Hyundai dealers. Today it's the Giants and Dodgers for the final game of this 3-game series. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, it's pretty simple. The Giants either go to St. Louis after the game or New York, and they'd like to eliminate the whole St. Louis trip, and they'd like to do it by winning as opposed to having to get in another way. And that's what they'll try to do today.
Well, they'll give the ball to Matt Moore, who's been pitching beautiful. His last outing against Colorado Rockies, 7 2/3 strong with 11 strikeouts. So he's coming into this game with a lot of confidence, and he'll try to match zeros with Kenta Maeda, who has been a very good shot in the arm in the Dodgers rotation this year, a 16-game winner. So it looks like it's going to all be about pitching, which means it's going to all be about defense, and it's all going to be about who does the best in situational at-bats. So there's your challenge. Go get them.
All right. Should be fun here at the ballpark today. When we come back, we will have the lineups and the first pitch of this game, and we'll do that right after this.
Giants Baseball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger today at Jack in the Box. Limited time only at participating restaurants. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
All right, back here at AT&T Park as we get ready to wrap up this 3-game series. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. It's 62 degrees here at the yard, winds at 10 miles per hour, humidity at 75%, and it is cloudy. Let's take a look at the Dodgers lineup that'll be facing Matt Moore. It's a lineup that we've seen before. It'll be Kendrick, Turner, and Corey Seager. The cleanup hitter will be Yasiel Puig. Then it's Adrian Gonzalez, and 90 RBIs this season. That's the 10th straight time he's done that. Grandal, Peterson, and Utley, and Kenta Maeda will hit 9th.
On the hill today for the Giants will be Matt Moore, the left-hander, 6'3", 210-pounder. Moore, 27 years of age. And this is what he has done this year in 32 starts, 12-12 with a 4.21 ERA, 190 innings, 172 strikeouts against 70 walks. When you take your at-bats against him, you're going to see a fastball that's low to mid-90s and occasionally even higher than that. He's got mostly four-seam on the fastball. He will two on occasionally. Big curveball, cutter, and a changeup.
And the first pitch of the ball game is a called strike. So we get started at 12:06. Kendrick hitting .255, and he fouls this one out of play. Calling balls and strikes will be Brian Knight. Then it's West, Fletcher, and Danley from first to third.
Yeah, Brian Knight's a low ball guy. You don't get big corners with him. You'll see a lot of low strikes today.
And the 0-2 fastball is high and away. Kendrick 7 for 19 against Matt Moore. He actually has the best numbers in this Dodger lineup against Moore than anybody else. And he takes in tight. It's 2-2.
Just missed at 91. Matt Moore against the Dodgers lifetime 2-2 with a 5.66 ERA.
Justin Turner on deck. And this is fouled again off the screen.
Well, he's putting that fastball where he wants it right now, and that's always something you look at early on with Matt Moore. What type of feel with the strike zone does he have with that fastball? Can he move it in? Can he move it outside?
And the 2-2 is fouled back again.
Well, let's take a look at his motion with our Exmo, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Nice high leg kick, a very classic upright balance position, and then the high three-quarter release.
And this gets jammed, and he rolls it to our ball dude.
Zach Elliott making a play. Atta baby Zach. Got Zach Elliott on the first base side, Laura Elliott on the third base side. There's Laura. Gamer babe.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes. And it's low. Wow.
Talk about the tight corners, and right away Brian Knight is letting everybody know that strikes are going to be hard to get. Wow. Well, let's take a look at that Giants defense playing behind Matt Moore, starting in their outfield from left to right. It's going to be Pagan, Span, and Pence. Best arm in right field. Crawford, Gillespie on the left side. Panic and Bell on the right side. Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Here's Turner. Turner at 275.
Take a look at the 3-2 fastball in the inside corner that was so close, just a bit inside. It's one that Moore wanted. So instead of a 1 out, called strike 3, he's in the stretch, and it becomes a stress inning.
Turner 1 for 7 against Matt Moore lifetime. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Crawford shading Turner to pull. So he's playing a little bit away from double play depth. Panic Closer to the bag at second than usual, with Seager on deck. And it's out of play, 1-2.
He brought his glove. That a bit.
So 1-2. Atmore, the high set right by the left ear. And this is lifted out to Pagan and left. And that's the first out of the ball game.
Yeah, and he gets it with a curveball. The problem with getting into the stretch when you face the first guy of the game, as Moore has done, is that you still haven't established what's working for you. How big is the break on the curveball? What kind of break do you have on the cutter? Is the changeup there? How does it feel in my hand? And all those things you have to find out and figure out with a man on base out of the stretch. So that's why it's a bit stressful.
Seager hitting at 309, and the first pitch is a breaking ball, and Seager checks his swing. 1 ball and no strikes. Seager in 8 at bats against Matt Moore has a couple of hits. In the series, Seager's 1 for 7. So Matt Moore again, the high set. And this is rolled to Panic. Panic shovels to Crawford, to Belt, double play. 4-6-3, very nicely done. Giants are coming up. Span to lead it off. Let's take a look at the Giants lineup that'll be facing Kenta Maeda. It'll be Span and then Brandon Belt. You see what he's done this season against the Dodgers. Yeah, he likes the Dodgers. Followed by Posey, Pence, and Crawford. Angel Pagan hit his 12th yesterday. He's hitting 6th. Then it's Panic, Gillespie, and Matt Moore.
On the hill today for the Dodgers will be the 28-year-old rookie right-hander Kenta Maeda. Excuse me, 6'1", 175 pounds, from Osaka, Japan. And this is what he has done in 31 starts. He had a solid season, 16-10 with a 3.28 ERA. And look at the strikeouts, more strikeouts than innings pitched. How does he do it? You're going to see a 90-ish fastball that he really understands. 2 and 4 seam. He has an impeccable command on both sides of the plate with it. And a curveball, slider, changeup, and he'll throw all those on the corners as well. Lifetime against the Giants at 3 starts. He's 3-0 with a 2.65 ERA. He has been hard on San Francisco.
So here's Span. And the pitch, and Span takes outside for a ball, hitting 263, 11 home runs. 51 runs batted in. Span 2 for 7 in his career against Kenta Maeda. And a base hit to right field. Just kind of reached out and hooked it.
All right, let's take a look at the defense playing behind Maeda today for the Dodgers. Starting in their outfield, it's going to be Kendrick, Peterson, and Puig, the best arm in right field with Puig, and it's a very good arm. Seager and Turner on the left side of the infield, Utley and Gonzalez on the right side, and Yasmani Grandal, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Belt. Belt hitting .273. Belt's got a home run in the series. His home run on Friday night was his 17th. Overshift is on and he takes a strike. Seager was playing even with the grass. Now he'll move a little deeper. I mean, if Belt wants the bunt is there. That's not a suggestion, by the way. Just an observation.
The way he's swinging the bat, though, you want him to swing it. You have a very good chance of knocking one out of here. He's as confident right now with the bat as we've seen him in the last several weeks.
Against Kershaw, he went 0 for 3 yesterday. But his big game, 3 for 3 on Friday night. Belt drives one to right. Puig going back. Still going back. It's off the wall. And on the move is Span. Span is on the move. They're going to hold him at third. Belt with a double.
Yeah, you could forget about the bunt, the way he's swinging it. Let's take a look at the pitch. Middle in, just sort of leaked out over the plate. And it looks like he's got the hands right back where he needs them, despite getting out on his front foot. He does a lot of hitting off that front foot. And Puig, who's got good range going back, had no chance to get to this one, despite playing well over in that right center field side.
It's always a little scary because we've seen Puig make those catches.
And that reputation is really what held Span and did not allow him to score.
So here's Buster Posey hitting at .285. Infield is back. And a line drive. Fair down the right field line. Span scores. Belt scores. 2-0 Giants.
The one thing that Bruce Bochy wanted to do today was have this offense get this crowd into it. And they've done it in 3 hitters. Fastball away and up, and Posey goes right with it and somehow manages to keep this thing fair inside the right field line. And off the crack of the bat, Posey's thinking 2. Fair by about 6 inches. He rounds first base, Posey thinking about 2, and then all of a sudden he backs off. And good thing, Puig threw a strike to second. But easy scores for Span and Belt.
Here's Pence. Pence takes a curveball for a strike. Pence hitting .290. He's got 13 home runs, 56 runs batted in. His numbers against Maeda, lifetime 1 for 7. Way outside, Grandal has to backhand it, and that'll even the count.
That pitch right there tells you a little bit about Maeda. He's a little geeked up. He doesn't usually miss locations by a lot, and that was completely on the other side of the plate from where the location was intended.
Mr. Posey now is 79 runs batted in. That's with a swing and a miss. 1 and 2.
A cut fastball in a perfect location.
Crawford on deck. foul back. The high fastball that Hunter Pence likes.
Well, they've been going up there a lot in this series.
Pence not biting. 2-2. Three straight hits for the Giants. Van Belt and Posey.
Carry on this ballpark today, not quite as much as we saw yesterday. The carries to left field and to center, not so much to right.
And they got him. First out recorded, and here's Crawford. Crawford at 275. He's got 12 home runs, 83 driven in. 1 for 4. That's Crawford's numbers against Kente Maeda. And it's low. 1 ball and no strikes. Buster's got 6 steals. He hasn't been thrown out. He's more of a sneak attack guy.
He is absolutely a sneak attack guy. If he senses that that pitcher's not paying any attention to him, he'll roll into a lead. And he is really one of the better instinctive base runners that the Giants have. Reminds me of Will Clark in that way.
Crawford rolls one foul. Giants with a record of 86 and 75. Dodgers with 91 wins. Here it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Crawford digs another one out. It's 1-2. 90 is always kind of the magic number. It's not a guarantee, but it's usually a pretty good shot that you're going to go. Or make that. Chicago has the most wins. They have 102. Crawford strikes out.
I think 90 wins is what everybody's goal is. What the start of spring.
What the Giants have in 93?
103. They had a 103, and that didn't get into the playoffs.
I was going to say, so if you win 102, that's a guarantee.
Well, maybe not. Unless the Atlanta Braves win 104, which they did.
Here's Pagan. Pagan at 273, 12 home runs, 55 runs batted in. And he rolls this one foul.
Our ball dude down here is getting picked on.
Yeah, well, Zach made a nice play, and now he's decided just to not stretch it out as much. Panic on deck. And a little pop-up down the left field line and out of play.
I'll tell you one thing that has happened since this game has started. The wind has all of a sudden picked up. There is a threat of rain in the Bay Area.
Come on.
20%. I said that waking up this morning. When there wasn't a whole lot of wind at the start of this game, it's going pretty good right now, and it's coming across the field out towards left center. And that usually means that at right field is pretty closed up. And that has just happened.
And we just saw Buster with the sneak attack, and now he got caught off. Two catchers in September running at each other, and Buster's tagged out, and that'll end the inning. So 3 straight hits to open it up in the bottom of the first, capped off by a Buster Posey base hit to knock in a pair. 2-0 Giants.
CSN Bay Area is brought to you by AAA. What does your insurance do when it's not doing insurance? It should do more. Go to AAA.com for more details.
Giants with a 2-0 lead as Yasiel Puig will lead things off. Puig getting 267, back to being as dangerous as ever. And he swings and misses. No balls and 1 strike.
Now, when he got demoted to AAA this year, he went down and got himself in shape.
He's got 3 hits in the series. And he fouls it back. 0-2. Remember, he's the Dodger that really hurt Matt Moore in his last start in LA. He hit the 3-run home run in the first inning. Down and in. 1-2.
Little cutter, 91. It's a pitch that he just picked up about 7 starts ago. First time he ever took it into a game. He had a no-hitter into the 9th inning with 2 outs against these Dodgers in Los Angeles. A little reach back velocity in on the hand. So 4 pitches, all hard stuff thrown at him.
Foul back.
Kind of similar at bat in the first inning when Howie Kendrick got a lot of pitches out of Matt Moore. Finally ended up in a walk for Kendrick.
And that one stayed up and probably not where Matt Moore wanted to throw it.
You don't want to make mistakes up to Puig. I mean, especially off speed stuff, hanging sliders, hanging curveballs, changeups, and this is just got hit me written all over it. That is not a good curveball.
He's not missing by much.
Well, a tight zone. Going with the fastball and a 2-2 count. Just a little bit offset. And the one thing about Knight is that he's been consistent to it. He hasn't given it.
Out of play.
So this does become a big pitch when you consider it. It's a leadoff hitter, and the Giants do have a 2-run lead. I mean, you want to put the pressure on that hitter. Make him swing the bat. No free passes. That's the plan.
Belt. 1 out. All right, let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen, the Giants wasting no time today. They came out very aggressive against Kenta Maeda, and Brandon Crawford talked about their approach. We're going to make it our Geico quote today. He said, "We know what's at stake. We all know what we need to win, and if we win, we're in. That's the goal every day, and we know what's on the line," and they are playing like it, guys.
So far, absolutely. Here's Gonzalez hitting .284 with 18 home runs. He's got 90 driven in, and he takes a pitch wide, 1-0. Get into a rhythm of yesterday. It was Kerwin Danley looking for strikes. 2-0.
Right now, Moore is scuffling a little bit with that fastball command. I mean, this is one of our keys. He does not have Brian Knight, the plate umpire, convinced that the strikes are going to come.
And this is pulled foul.
And that's what happens when you get a small strike zone like we have today with Brian Knight, plate umpire. It can pinch your shoulders a little bit if you're out there on the mound. And the one thing you want to avoid, trying to aim the ball.
Angel Pagan, 2 outs.
Well, the Giants Community Fund end of the year annual online auction is now, and it's live. Items include an autographed player jersey, bats, as well as a first pitch and a batting practice field visit. Proceeds from this auction benefit the Junior Giants baseball program. The auction ends today, so visit sfgiants.com/GCF right now.
Here's Yasmani Grandal. Grandal, a switch hitter, hitting .227. The power numbers are there. The average is not. 27 home runs, 71 runs batted in. And it's high. It's 2-0. And a high fastball, and it's popped out of play.
So far, when he's got himself into counts that he has lost the leverage in, 1-0, 2-0, 3-1, 3-2 counts, he's been winning the challenges, and most of the time it's been with that fastball.
Good pitch, 2-2. And a full count.
Just a bit outside. We've said that a lot. Just a bit inside. Just a bit outside. Not missing by much. Wow. Tight zone.
All right, let's check in with our CSN Bay Area studios for an update. Thanks, Ahmed. Here's Peterson with 2 outs and Grandal aboard.
Rooting hard for Ryan Vogelsong today.
Peterson takes high. And now they're going to say he went around. 25 home runs, 68 driven in.
and dangerous.
And dangerous.
Lots of power. Lots of power to center field.
Two outs. Utley on deck. Foul back. Nothing in two.
Well, that's what he's looking to do. He's looking to extend with something up. But Peterson has proven since he's come into the big leagues that he'll take a mistake and hurt you with it.
Got him, and they'll end the inning. First strikeout for Matt Moore. Shutdown inning. Pagan to lead it off.
CSN Bay Area is brought to you by PG&E, together building a better California.
Giants Insider Podcast is sponsored by Max Muscle Sports Nutrition and is live on CSN BayArea.com. Log on each week as insider Alex Pavlovich. He's going to talk with players, coaches, and broadcasters, as he did with John Miller this past week. It's also available on iTunes. I'll bet you Alex talked 6% of the time.
But it's a good 6%.
It's good. I bet you he got John on a roll, and John just didn't stop.
That's all you have to get him doing. Get him getting on a roll, and it's going to be a good show.
We do it at dinner. When we go to dinner with the broadcasters, and there's 4 of us, 3 meals are finished, and then there's 1 meal that hasn't been touched.
Yeah, and we're talking the salad hasn't even been touched.
And it's John's. No balls in 1 strike to Pagan, and Pagan lifts one down the left field line, and it's out of play.
All right, time now for our Togos Big Play the Togos way. And yesterday, Angel Pagan broke a scoreless tie at the bottom of the 5th with a solo home run off Clayton Kershaw that bounced off the top of the wall and into the bleachers. And for Pagan, that was home run number 12, and that would be all the Giants would need as they would go on to shut out the Dodgers. The Giants have had 11 shutouts this year. 3 of them have been against Los Angeles.
And a slow roller to Seager, and Seager is going to make the play. Here's Joe Panik. .239 for Joe Panik. 10 home runs, 62 runs batted in. Maeda with 22 pitches. That breaking ball that Maeda throws a lot on the first pitch.
Well, he really handcuffed the Giants a lot. His last start against them in Los Angeles with that pitch. I mean, it was almost automatic. Strike one.
Connor Gillespie is on deck. Pence watching. Sharp ground ball up the middle. Utley can't get it. So 1-out single for Joe Panik. Connor Gillespie will be going after Kenta Maeda for the first time. Not just today, but ever.
Well, he's got a good swing right now. He's seeing the ball big.
Blocked by Grandal, and Grandal knows that when he's going to catch Maeda, he's going to have to do that a lot with that breaking ball. The idea is obviously is not to throw it up, you to throw it down.
That's not the intent with that big curveball on a first pitch. He wants to throw that for a strike. That's the pitch you throw when you're ahead 0-2, 1-2. Yep, they love Vin, and so do we. Everybody does.
Down the left field line. Is this trouble? You bet. Panik is on the move, and they're going to hold him up. A double for Connor Gillespie.
He's been lighting it up, and it doesn't matter what speed you're coming at him with or what location. He has a great balance in his swing, and he is seeing it big. Little two-seamer on the outside corner, just flips his bat head and just slices it down the line. And when he gets it going, it really is foul line to foul line, and it's going right now.
Well, this is a perfect setup for a squeeze, and I'll tell you why. If it fails, you still have a runner in scoring position, and you have 2 outs.
Good speed at third.
And a dribbler foul, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, I think pretty much if Matt Moore is going to beat Maeda, he's going to beat him on a breaking ball. But if you're going to put a squeeze on, you got to have confidence that that guy in the batter's box can put the bat on the ball.
Yeah, plus Turner is going to at least try to keep Panik close.
Maeda fields his position well. He's very good at defending the squeeze, as is the corners.
And Panik is going to be out.
Well, you called it. You had a hunch. And really, I mean, that's all Matt Moore has to do. You're not thinking corner. You're thinking just put the ball in play. And it's almost like a safety squeeze because Joe Panik was not coming. If he'd have come on a pure squeeze, he'd have broke as soon as Maeda let loose of the ball. Then in the squeeze, it's like a hit and run. You've got to try and bunt at it no matter where the ball is.
So here's Span. Span had a base hit to open up the bottom of the first. Just to remind everybody that that in the third inning, it'll be Vince Scully calling the action. And Mike and I are going to sit back and enjoy it, as will you. 1 ball and no strikes. A look to second. And now a pickoff throw, and Gillespie is back. You can't blame Gillespie for trying to get as far off as you can because of the arm in right field.
Well, Puig has the best arm of any of the right fielders in the National League, and you're right, you have to cheat a little bit, but you also have to remember that Grandal, the catcher for the Dodgers, he's got a cannon behind home plate, and if you get a little too frisky out there, he can shoot you down. And Gillespie just did get back. Dodgers looked at that play.
So 1 ball and 1 strike. Big curveball is outside. It's 2 balls and a strike. Gillespie with his lead. And it's 2-2.
Good wraparound curveball there in the outside corner. I think Maeda feels like he has as much command of that curveball as he does his fastball. Yep. And that's saying something, because the break on that curveball, because of his high release, it's got big time angle to it.
Foul back. Came back with a fastball at 91.
Maeda's fastball, it's not a blazer, but it's sneaky fast just because of how he sets it up with all the off-speed stuff. And he has great command with it when he lets it go. Doesn't make many mistakes out over the plate with it.
3-2. Now Gillespie and Matt Moore will get a run and start. Three balls, 2 strikes.
Span's got some pop in his bat. 11 home runs on the year.
Runners go. Swinging a drive to right. Hit well. It's off the rips and it bounces away from Puig. Gillespie scores. Matt Moore scores. Span into third. And the ball gets away. It's a triple. And the Giants lead 4-0.
Nothing breaks your back more than a 2-strike, 2-out knock that knocks in a pair. What a great at bat from Denard Span. He worked it full, gets a get it in curveball hanging in there right above the knees, middle end, and puts it right at the base of the wall. And again, Puig no chance to get back on it. And the Giants catch a break when the ball hit low on the fence and just spit. And it allowed an extra 90-foot challenge. And Puig still almost got him.
So here's Belt. Swing and a miss. Overshift is on for Belt.
Well, the beauty of that swing of the bat right there is it gets posted in St. Louis. There is no score in that game in St. Louis. And they're in the top of the third inning.
Belt lines it down the right field line, foul.
And that's exactly where Maeda wanted to throw that. He wanted to put that in on the hands. Belt, this last 10 days, has been covering that inside fastball as well as he has all year.
1-2 to Belt. Belt takes high.
Pressure's on Grandal, the catcher. In these situations here, when Maeda will throw his curveball, he'll try and bounce it. And with a runner at third base, it's not always an easy assignment trying to block it.
Belt takes low.
Nice block, Grandal.
So 3-2 to Belt. Now there is no overshift. And the walk. That's a Belt at bat if I've ever seen one.
I'll get down early in the count and then work it full and then get the walk. And that's just the type of at bat that Bruce Bochy likes to see and keep the line moving. Posey this year against the Dodgers has been very good. 304 with a home run, 9 RBIs.
Buster Posey knocked in 2. Span's got 2 RBIs in this game. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string. No balls and 1 strike.
Just tight little breaking ball, perfect location.
Span at third, Belt at first. 2 runs in. Down low.
Another good block. Span's job at third base, anticipate that ball in the dirt every time you take your lead towards home.
One ball and 1 strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. He's got a base. He may be wanting to go after Hunter Pence.
You may be right. I mean, he hasn't given him anything. Every pitch he's thrown has been out of the strike zone. He got Posey to chase the first pitch, but I agree with you. He's going to start it on a corner and let his movement fall out of the zone.
And a line drive and a base hit. Span scores. Belt to third. It's 5-0 Giants.
No matter how careful you think you are, if you lay it up, even though it's on a corner, Posey can beat you. He has been inside the ball and really dominating the right side of the field the last month. And here he takes advantage of the mistake, and now Rick Honeycutt and the interpreter are going to come out and talk to Maeda. Maeda visibly upset, but he's got nobody to blame for that last pitch but himself. And again, the score goes up in St. Louis. It's such an advantage when you are scoreboard watching with another team to put up a positive and have them look at it when they're hitting. And the Giants have done that, and that is no small thing. –
So Hunter Pence is going to hit. Pence struck out in the first. Giants have tagged Maeda for 7 hits in this game.
Now, if you're Hunter Pence, you got to be thinking he's going to go at you with breaking balls. Look soft and look away.
Yeah, just poke one right between Gonzalez and Utley. Or try to hit the glove.
In left center.
It's no balls and 1 strike. That was the one to get to right field. It's 0-2.
You know, everything's going on that side of the plate. Dodgers reluctantly starting to get some action in their bullpen. Luis Avilan, the left-hander, starting to heat up.
So it's 0-2. Pence takes it 1-2.
That's a perfect go-to pitch.
Yeah, Pence had to figure that that one was coming.
Dodgers have not tried to go up top with that fastball across the Giants on the chest of Hunter Pence.
Pence with a rip.
Boy, that was a mistake.
Yeah, and Maeda turned his head as if to say, wow, I can't believe I threw that.
He wanted to go up high with it, and he left it out over the middle of the plate. He got away with one. See the high glove target? They wanted to cross the letters, and that's right over the plate of the belt.
Breaks his bat. It's on the ground to Utley, and Utley will throw him out. Giants score 3 more times. Hey, when we come back, sit back and enjoy Vin Scully like all baseball fans have for the last 57 years.
The Giants have piled up 5, and the Dodgers looking for their first. And for the Dodgers, it'll be Chase Utley, followed by Kenta Maeda, and then Howie Kendrick. Earlier, we were talking a little history of the Giant-Dodger rivalry. In 1951, I think most baseball fans know the famous home run by Bobby Thompson in the Polo Grounds to give the Giants the National League pennant. You may not know the odd story about Russ Hodges, a wonderful broadcaster, a good buddy, just a great guy. And Russ, of course, will never be forgotten here in San Francisco. And if you have or heard the recording, You hear Russ Hodges hollering, "The Giants win the pennant. The Giants win the pennant," over and over again. Pitch to Utley, in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Well, there was a fan who actually recorded that. It was on record when the game ended, and Giant fans were almost hysterical in joy. Strike one, pitch, another strike, and the count 0-2. When Thompson spoiled the Dodger party and the fan was thinking he was going to record a Dodger victory, he didn't throw the recording away. Instead, he called and left a message for Hodges at his home. Strike two, pitch, breaking ball in the dirt, ball one. But he didn't give the details of the recording. Well, Hodges thought it was a recording of the Dodgers, of Red Barber, or who knows what. But Russ was that kind of a guy, and he returned the call to be polite and discovered his jubilant call had been preserved forever. The pitch to Utley is popped up, foul off third. Coming over, looking, leaning, and making a superior catch. Tumbling over the railing, Connor Gillespie. Umpire says out. What a play by Connor. One thing all ball players know, especially the infielders, you don't give up on a questionable foul ball. A lot of times, as the trajectory shuts down, it drifts back, and Gillespie refused to quit. He went right to the railing, eyes riveted on the ball, knew he might be in trouble, made the catch, and when he hit the railing, head first into the photographer's well. But all's well that ends well, and Connor is back to third, having made a wonderful play. So the Giants are pumped. After all, this is a must-win game for them. For the Dodgers, it's a game getting ready for Washington, and they mustn't like what's happening. So Utley fouls out on that great play by Connor Gillespie. And here's Kenta Maeda. Maeda swings and lifts a fly ball to left center. It's the left fielder, Pagan, making the catch. So we have two down here in the third inning. Let's take another look at that catch. Wow. Connor Gillespie also knocked over a big zoom camera, but that's not important. His welfare was, and he's fine, I think. We wouldn't really know whether he cut himself or what, but he is hanging tough. Two down, and the leadoff man, Howie Kendrick, who walked in the first inning. Matt Moore's fastball in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Dodgers trying to sharpen up, but it's the Giants who are wielding the weapons as Kendrick swings and misses, and the count 0-2. Remember, the Dodgers have struggled all year. This is no surprise that they're having troubles with Matt Moore. They lead. They're last in the majors against left-hand pitching. In batting average, the Dodger team hitting .215 collectively against left-handers. They're also last in on base and slugging. The 1-2 fastball a little low. Moore staying right around 93. I think he's made a couple of 95s. So the Giants breezing for the moment, 5-0. Two down, third inning. Moore into the windup, and the 2-2 pitch, line drive right at Brandon Crawford. Boy, that was a bullet. So Crawford stays with that stinger, and at the end of 2.5 innings, Giants 5, Dodgers 0. Yasiel Puig started in right. He's moved over to left. Josh Reddick has taken over in right field. If you're keeping score, Reddick would go in Kendrick's spot. And here's Brandon Crawford, who had his hands burned on that line drive hit by Kendrick. This game is not only on television, Dodger radio, but at least this inning the Giants are allowing me a chance to get my feet wet as Crawford swings and misses. And I'm going to use the opportunity not just to do the best I can with play-by-play, but to salute the 4 Giant broadcasters. They are marvelous, and they are close pals of mine. Every time I come up here, I have to hurry to make sure I see them, and as my mother would say, chew the fat. The pitch to Crawford, swung on and missed. 0-2 the count to Brandon. Yeah, there they are on radio, John Miller and Dave Fleming. And to my right, Dwayne Kuiper and Mike Krukow. Terrific guys, but don't tell them I said so. 0-2 the count. Crawford struck out in the first inning. Maeda comes back high with a fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Brandon. So the Giants in a hurry. Got 2 runs with the first 3 hitters in the first inning and came back despite a busted squeeze play to come up with 3 more and take a 5-0 lead. Maeda into the windup. The 1-2 pitch swung on and missed, up and a little bit away, and for the second time Crawford is not joining the party. He's 0 for 2, striking out twice. Angel Pagan coming up, grounded to short, 0 for 1. Pagan with piercing eyes. If you're ever in a ball game and you're close to the field and something happens and he's looking at wherever the play developed or questioning an umpire's call, whatever, boy, those eyes go right through the equipment. Always had that look, even when he first came with the Mets. Takes a hook, and that's low. 1 ball and no strikes. So for the Giants, they become even more dangerous today. It looks like they might very well win the wild card, and they've had 2 world championships as a wild card. The pitch Pagan in for a strike. Should the Giants, under the great leadership of Bruce Bochy, win the wild card, they will go to New York and play the Mets. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way. In a crouch, it's pulled inside first, down the line. Another extra base hit for the Giants as Pagan steams into second base with 1 out. So Kenta Maeda is being racked. There's no other word for it. They're hitting him hard, they're hitting him often, and they're leading 5-0. Pagan just watched and pulled, and the ball inside first, down the line. The left-hander Luis Avilan, for the second time, goes down to the pen. I haven't seen Maeda's feathers ruffled in quite a while, as they're doing to him here today. No respect for a 16-game winner. Maeda straightens up, looks back at Pagan. Panic left-hand hitter takes a changeup in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Giants will go to New York should they win, and it'll be Madison Bumgarner and Noah Syndergaard. Great opening act. Maeda back at the belt, fastball, little fly ball to left center, playable, says Jock Peterson, and he puts it away. So with the ball hit in the air, Pagan had to hold, and with 2 down, Connor Gillespie, who has already been a hero in this series and now has outdone himself with the glove. Connor is out in Nebraska. He was born in Omaha and he still lives there. The catch was spectacular. Connor going off third, hits the railing, goes completely over in the photographer's well, but all is well, and Connor checks in. He's 6'1", a good 200 pounds. He's worked hard to put on some extra weight. He's one of the rare players that does not wear batting gloves. Of course, as he said, if I wore batting gloves, the guys in Nebraska would really get on my case as having turned soft. And they are going to walk him intentionally and try to use Matt Moore as an exit. 2 out, third inning, 5-0 San Francisco. Dodgers in the fourth inning will have Turner, Seager, and Puig trying to come back. I'm not sure if it's very important right now with the Giants on the crest of a big wave leading 5-0, but the Cardinals have gotten a run. They lead Pittsburgh 1-0 top of the fourth inning. Yadier Molina singled home the run in the third. So the Cardinals are winning 1-0 and the Giants are dancing 5-0. Here now is Matt Moore. Tried to squeeze in a run, bunted into a rundown, but eventually he had a chance to come home on the triple by Span. And Moore takes a strike, 0-1 the count. Well, it's a Giant day that was questionable for quite a while with all the dark clouds, but something about 5 runs for the home team, and all of a sudden we have a huge blue canopy being pulled right over the ballpark and some brilliant sunshine coming down. The Giant fans don't need sun. They're warming their hearts with a 5-run lead. The pitch now to Moore in there for a strike, and the count 0-2. 2 on, 2 out, and Moore at the plate, 0-2. Maeda, right foot on the rubber, looks in to get a sign. 5 runs, 8 hits for the Giants, a bunch of extra base hits. Strike 2 pitch is swung on, punched on the ground. Seager has to come back and get it. Has to double clutch and throws too late. Corey Seager came up with the ball, but double clutching, and Moore, a left-hand batter, takes advantage of it. And all of a sudden the Giants, with a wealth of runs, have the bases loaded as the ball popped out of Seager's glove and hand. And now the Giants in business again with Denard Span, and that will do it. So Kenta Maeda leaving, Luis Avilan coming up, and we'll be right back. Caracas, Venezuela, trying to pick up the pieces left by Kenta Maeda. And Denard Span, who has singled and tripled against Maeda, will now face the left-hander Avilan. I really enjoyed the opportunity to use the radio up here in San Francisco, an opportunity to say hello to all the Giant fans and others, baseball fans as well, all over the Bay Area. I can just imagine 2 guys, one says to the other, well, did you hear Scully? And the other guy says, yeah, big deal. But it is a big deal to me. I really do appreciate the opportunity. So here's Avilan set at the belt, checks at the runner, and here he comes to Span in at the shins. Ball 1, 1-0. So Pagan is at third. Gillespie's at second. Moore was given a base hit on that ball that went out of the glove of Corey Seager. Bases loaded, 2 out, 5-0 Giants. Avilan, 6'2", a good 200 pounds, much bigger than Maeda. Left-hander set, and his 1-0 pitch on the way is fouled off to the left out of play. Denard Span has had a brilliant year, and he should have every time he plays. He has certainly paid his dues. He spent over 6 years in the minor leagues, scratching and hustling for 572 games. And when he came up, he had a fine career with Minnesota and trying to continue it here in San Francisco. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bottom of the third, 5-0 Giants looking for more. The 1-1 pitch on the way, fastball pulled foul, and the count 1-2. So the Cardinals are winning 1-0, but the Giant fan attitude is who cares. We've got 5. Bruce Bochy, who's been through it all as a big catcher and then a proven successful manager. Dave Roberts played under him, coached under him. Of course, for the Dodgers, they'll be going to Washington, and Dave is very close to Dusty Baker. Reese has picked up right to left. Avilan set, and the 1-2 pitch coming up to Denard Span. Left-handed deals, and it's pulled foul, scattering a few on the railing in the Dodger dugout. Span at 32 was born in Washington, D.C. Not too many major league players born in the nation's capital, but certainly one other comes to mind, Maury Wills. And by the way, today happens to be Maury Wills' birthday. That's right. The mouse that roared back in the 60s. 84 years old today. Just a kid. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way to Span. Avilan ready. Left-handed deals. Breaking ball misses inside. 2-2. I'll say one thing for Avilan. Throwing that slow curveball, he had a great follow through. I mean, he was ready for that ball to be hit. You see so many of today's pitchers flying off the mound, but Avilan looked they were taking his picture. So Span, who had a 5 RBI game way back on opening day, has had a big day today. Deuces are more than wild because the bases are loaded. And the 2-2 pitch on the way, swung on and missed. Tagged at the plate, and that'll be that. So the Giants are full, so they leave 3 and push the plate away, and they lead 5-0.
lead for the Giants. In the booth next to us, there will be a plaque in the visitors' TV broadcast booth that will be forever there. And it'll say, I do believe, that Vin Scully did his last game after one of the most wonderful broadcasting careers ever in that booth right there. And Willie Mays has joined him. And it's quite the plaque. 97. 47. Oh my goodness. And there it is. This date.
Well, it was October 2nd, 1936 that he fell in love with baseball and became a fan. And in his mind, this has come full circle. 80 years. And boy, is he going to be missed. And boy, did he sound good.
Here's Justin Turner. Vin Scully, not part of my youth, but certainly part of yours. And I'm sure you hear him like that, and you can close your eyes and you're a little kid.
I really am. Yeah, I went to bed listening to my radio and listening to his voice growing up.
And under the glove of panic, and it'll trickle into center field. So it'll be a base hit for Turner as he opens up the fourth.
Well, Giants season tickets are currently sold out, but get on deck today for your 2017 season tickets with a $500 per seat non-refundable deposit. And you can gain access to purchase all potential 2016 division home playoff games. Go to sfgiants.com/season.
By the way, that's the first hit for the Dodgers, and here's Corey Seager. Seager rolled into a double play in the first inning. And a swing and a foul off the backstop, and it's no balls and one strike.
That's pretty cool.
67 seasons.
He is the king.
Turner with his lead. Out of play again. It's 0-2.
What's been so much fun, though, I mean, you and I, when we became broadcasters, and you really had a chance to become a friend to Scully, and he just loves talking baseball. The conversations that we've had before each series, each game, I'm going to miss those.
Fouled again.
And I know I speak for you and John and Dave. Scully from New York, raised just blocks away from the Polo Grounds. Like the Giants, his favorite player when he was a kid was Mel Ott. And why? Because Mel Ott was left-handed. Vin Scully's left-handed.
Got him.
What a change-up.
Second strikeout. And here's Puig. Yeah, those left-handers have a tendency to stick together.
Yeah, that's a close-knit fraternity. It really is.
Puig popped out to Belt in the second inning. And he pops another one up, but I don't know if anybody can get to this one. And Hunter Pence is going to leapfrog the bullpen mound, and it's 0-1. I think Hunter Pence, if he didn't run track and do the hurdles in high school, I think he could have done it.
World class.
Right here, it's 0-1 to Yasiel Puig. Out of play. That More new baseball as he rubs it up. Starting pitching been pretty good in this homestand.
Well, it really has been. It's been good for a long time. But you know, it's funny, like you never really see a lineup where everybody's hot at the same time. Somebody's always got scuffle going. Same thing could be said about a rotation, but right now the Giants rotation's been hot.
Fouled on the first base line. Brendan Belt chases it down. It stays at 0-2. I believe I heard some of the people talk about the Dodgers' plans are to leave tomorrow for Washington, D.C. Oh, and 2. Down low. They take 1 and 2. On deck is Adrian Gonzalez. We are in the 4th. Pitch number 59 for Matt Moore. Got him.
Change up. Second hit in a row he's used the changeup with to finish off. He got Seager and now he gets Puig. Such a great sell job with the arm action, and he's way out front. Third strikeout, all swing and miss. Strike threes.
So here's Gonzalez. Gonzalez hit a drive to Pagan that was caught in the second inning. And he lines one into center field, a base hit. He can make it look easy. So 2 singles, 2 strikeouts, and here's Yasmani Grandal. So Grandal, who drew a walk in the second, he will step up. Swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike.
Change up. Moore in no hurry.
And nor should he be. Ty Block, on the other hand, was about as swift as you're going to get yesterday.
Well, that little cut fastball, that thing took off. That thing slid all the way across the plate. As he sets up outside, watch this ball finally gets caught. I mean, he has to side catch that thing. It's hard on the thumb.
Line drive, that'll be a base hit. It'll get 1 in. And Crawford wisely goes to second. It's 5-1 on the base hit by Grandal. And that'll bring up Peterson.
So they tried to finish him off with a high fastball upstairs, and Grandal smothered it. I mean, that's right to the glove. That's exactly where Posey wants it. So in that instance, Grandal beats the Scott report.
Peterson takes inside for a ball. Timeout is called.
Well, this becomes a little bit of a knuckle biter here for Matt Moore. You get power in the box, 4-run lead.
This was right.
Went right at it with a fastball out over the plate at the belt. You're a guy like Jack Peterson, and you've got power. This is what you want. You want something that you can get extended with at the belt. That's when they elevate on contact.
Center field. Span. Side retired. Whew. That's what Peterson can do, is he can hit one a long way. All right, more Vin Scully. Let's go to Rennell. Rennell, take it away.
Fans, please direct your attention now to the visiting broadcast booth, where Giants president and CEO Larry Baer and Hall of Famer Willie Mays are joining legendary broadcaster Vin Scully. As you all know, today marks Vin's final broadcast after an illustrious 67-year career. And it is only fitting that his final broadcast would be a Giants-Dodgers game, since he has followed this storied rivalry for 80 years, from the time he fell in love with the game as a 9-year-old boy in New York. The Giants are proud to forever commemorate Vin Scully's final broadcast and remarkable career by dedicating a plaque in the visiting booth in honor of this historic occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, please hold up your cheer cards and let's give Vin another round of giant applause.
I did what I had to do, saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway. More, much more than this.
Two of the best ever standing side by side in the booth next to us, and they do have a great deal of affection for each other.
Well, the best we've ever seen and the best we've ever heard right there. Two Hall of Famers.
Seen and heard. And he's got to do a game. Remarkable. Well, absolutely remarkable.
Imagine the emotion that he is going through.
So the Giants with a 5-1 lead. Some more notes on the great career of this gentleman. He went into the Hall of Fame in 1982. He's the youngest at age 25 to call a World Series game.
And he announced 25 World Series. He's done it all. And he's done it all so consistently beautifully.
Here's Belt. Belt has been on base twice, a double and a walk. And a line drive and a base hit. He hits it over Utley. Check that, he hits it over Turner. Turner moves from left to third to right field. All right, let's go to our CSN Bay Area studio for an update. Thanks, Ahmed. Yeah, the one thing that Bogey's going to do is, you know, he's going to have traffic, and when Bogey's good, he's going to pitch through traffic. Watched him do it in 2 postseasons. Never lost a postseason start. The Giants never lost a postseason start that he started. Yeah, we were talking about Vin Scully, and boy, he just is such a natural voice and great calls. This was Span's triple in his call.
Here he comes, curveball, whack to right field. Back goes Puig, it's over his head, up against the wall. That means 2 runs will score. Span is on his way to third. An incredible throw by Puig, but it gets away from Turner. A triple for Span. 2 more come in, and the Giants are dancing in the streets, leading 4-0.
And that'll bring up Buster Posey with Belt at first, facing Josh Fields. Buster tonight is 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs, and here he takes a strike. Has to try to get that run back and add on. It's 5-1 San Francisco here in the 4th. Foul. Posey with a rip. It's 0-2.
Well, thanks, Vin. Thanks for 67 years. Signs all over the ballpark, and not just from Dodger fans, Giants fans as well. I've come to the ballpark today to pay tribute and just say thank you.
Posey down the right field line. Is this trouble? It's just foul. Buster had a pretty good idea it was going to be foul. It's easier for us to watch the hitter on balls hit in that area than it is to actually see the ball and where it lands, because it shoots out of our view. Just enough room down the right field line for a ball to hit that dirt and be foul.
One thing the Dodgers have done at the start of the game, they had taken away Triple's alley, had the right fielder playing towards the right center field gap. After the first couple of at-bats from Posey, they moved the right fielder to straightaway positioning. And that's pretty straight away where Reddick is. Love in this ballpark for that man. 88 years old. It sounds fantastic, as he always has.
1-2. Posey slow roll it is short. Seager out of time. Posey beats it out. Give Hunter Pence a shot.
Just not hit hard enough to get the pair. I mean, there was perfection in the way that the Dodgers managed to turn it with Seager and Utley.
Pence is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground ball. to Chase Utley.
Trying to join the party.
No balls and 1 strike.
2 guys in the Giants lineup so far have not had hits, and it's Pence and Crawford. Crawford on deck. Everybody else, including Matt Moore, the pitcher, have hits.
Two. Some Fields with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. And stays alive as he chops it foul.
Giants trying to add on, get that run back they gave up in the top of the 4th.
Add on. In the dirt. Grandal, a nice job. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
He's blocked a lot of balls back there today.
Yes, he has.
Breaking ball from Fields. Scud out there about 2 feet in front of home plate. Those are tough to block because you don't know how high they're going to come up. But Grandal making his chest protector his glove. Textbook perfect.
Got him. So Crawford will hit. Crawford against Maeda had struck out twice. Angel Pagan to follow. We're in the home half of the 4th inning. Josh Fields. Swing. Ain't gonna miss. 0-1.
95 right across the chest. Hey, she's all dressed up.
She is.
Got her sunglasses on. Future is so bright she's got to wear shades.
I love it when you say that.
Change up kind of squirted out of the hand of Josh Fields.
One ball and 1 strike. Crawford digs it out and fouls it down the left field line and out of play. Another sellout crowd. Beautiful crowd today. Crowds over the weekend have been fabulous. Not just the size, but the energy. And all 3 of these games really have made it feel like it's October baseball.
Yeah, the shadows are different. The sunlight's different. It's the best time of year if you're a baseball player, baseball fan.
Crawford strikes out, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the 5th. It remains 5-1 Giants. Oh,
That is good news, Ahmed. We appreciate that.
well, it's not always good news.
He tries, though.
Yeah, he does. He really makes a good, solid effort.
Dave, sometimes I don't know if he tries. Feldy, just kidding.
Well, no, you got that from Ahmed. He told you that. Here's Utley. Utley takes a strike. Utley hit the pop-up that Gillespie made a great catch on. 0-2, and you look back at that pop-up, the camera saved him.
The camera really did save him. I mean, it could have been bad had there been no bodies, no cameras over there. That last curveball from Matt Moore is the best one he's thrown all day.
So you throw a good one, you kind of want to throw it again.
Well, I mean, he's been searching for it. I just don't think it has been there. But curveballs are like that. I mean, you can start a game and have nothing in regards to a curveball. And all of a sudden, the 5th inning, whoop, here she comes.
Got him.
We're talking about that catch from Connor Gillespie. We're going to make it our forward right choice. We go back to the 3rd inning, a little pop-up off the bat of Utley. A little high backhander, and look at him go hard into the photographer's well. But the camera right here is really what did save him.
Well, people didn't save him.
No, I mean, that was a total freeze job by everybody in the well there, the pit. It was so nice to see him be able to hop back up and get back to his position without injury.
Here's Kike Hernandez. Not getting on anybody down there. I'm not.
Well, I am.
No, I'm
You got to make a play.
I am too, now that you mention it. On the ground, Gillespie slides to his left and throws him out. Check in with Amy G. If Amy would have been down there, it would have been different.
Yeah, she'd have made the play.
That's true.
Yeah.
Definitely true. Gentlemen, as you're well aware, there is a lot going on here today. It is Fan Appreciation Day on this number 162 final game of the regular season. And Bruce Bochy had a lot to say. He's very grateful for every single sellout, every single game here at AT&T Park. He called the fans the 10th man. He said that they know that the fan base is behind them, and it's been a very rough second half. They appreciate the support. He said they are unlike any other city. We will have much, much more Giants baseball coming your way. Don't go anywhere.
CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com.
Well, fans, here's your opportunity to support the Junior Giants. Brandon Crawford Superhero bobbleheads are on sale for $35 at sfgiants.com/glove drive. All funds will help support the Junior Giants program, which serves over 25,000 boys and girls. Bobbleheads are limited, so order them now at sfgiants.com/glove drive.
So the Dodgers have a new pitcher. When it's time for a change, think Speedy. Oil change and auto service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
See the numbers for Alex Wood. Wood, like so many of these Dodgers coming out of the bullpen, he's got more strikeouts than innings pitched. Big part of Wood's game is he's got a little herky jerk to his delivery. Big breaking ball, and that's the one you see. It's a curveball. Got a fastball that's low 90s and a changeup to round out the 3 pitches you get.
0-2 to Angel Pagan, who's 1 for 2. And it's low. Giants with 2 in the first, 3 in the second. Got the crowd into it. The bases loaded in the third, did not score. And here we are in the 5th. Got him.
Well, watch America's biggest singing competition, The Voice, tomorrow night at 8 on NBC Bay Area. Superstar musical icon Miley Cyrus and 15-time Grammy winner Alicia Keys will take on Adam Levine and Blake Shelton to transform talented unknown artists into the country's next singing sensation. Don't miss an all-new The Voice tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on NBC Bay Area.
Panic's 1 for 2. Connor Gillespie on deck. Do the backstop. Yeah, that guy's pretty good.
Yeah, he's got 3 Cy Youngs to back it up if anybody were to argue with him.
Plus, I like the old style flip down sunglasses that you don't see many guys wear them anymore.
Especially when you're sitting on the bench.
Yeah. Those were each defensive player when we were playing had their own pair, and they're in a box. And they had your name on it. Here's the 3-1, and it's outside for a ball. And then every once in a while, you'd go look in the box, and somebody would have them on. It would be some guy that had a long night and decided to take your flip downs. And
some starting pitchers sitting on the bench.
Like, will you take those off now? The big thumbprint in the middle of the lens.
Well, it was a rule back in the day. You couldn't wear sunglasses. If you did, you basically were telling your skipper that you stayed out a little too late the night before. Now, everybody's got them on.
Looks like Sunglasses Hut. Here's Gillespie. He's doubled. It was walked intentionally. And he takes outside for a ball.
Were you comfortable with the old flip down
sunglasses? I liked them, absolutely. Just had to make sure that you did it right. I mean, I watched guys that tried to just hit the brim of their cap and it's supposed to flip down, but they hit the brim too far and it would knock the brim of their cap over their eyes.
I've seen that.
So you had to really work at it.
Well, you really see it in the lower minor leagues where guys start to get the hang of it.
And the glasses that move up and down, they really can't be really loose, where if you start to run, they'll come down automatically. You can't have that either. Those are just way too cool. I mean, we would have been benched if we wore those.
Yeah, and fined.
But it's better this way, trust me.
And these guys all now have probably 10 pair of glasses that have different lens depending on the day. from a very dark lens to an orange lens that some guys will wear at night. The players have just gotten smarter with how they dress.
Well, and the manufacturers have really done a great job. It's 1-2. You're right. You got 10 pair. You can be cool. You can be conservative. You get your choice of how you want to be that day, and your glasses can really let you know what type of personality you got that day. Us, we had the thumbprint in the middle of the lens from some pitcher. There's a foul off the end of the bat.
I think you're insinuating that I did that to you.
No, you never went out. It was probably Minton.
Yeah, well, you couldn't say that about Minton. He wore a pair of shoes.
1 ball and 2 strikes. And Gillespie, a little fly ball. Anybody going to get there? And Reddick will, with a nice sliding catch. 2 outs, and here's Matt Moore.
Timed that perfectly.
Would not have been Gary Lavelle. Al Holland, yeah. Absolutely. Lasky, yeah, Lasky'd go out. Come back alone, but he'd go out.
You know you're going to hear about that.
Moore had a base hit in the 3rd. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Leonard Span to follow. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Moore taps it foul.
Giants all the scoring. First couple of innings. Dodgers bullpen have calmed them down.
And that'll end the inning on a strikeout to Matt Moore. 6th inning coming up.
CSN Bay Area is brought to you by your Bay Area Hyundai dealers. Great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
Well, you need help with a consumer problem. Contact NBC Bay Area Response. In just a few months, consumer investigator Chris Kimura has recovered more than $250,000 for people like you. Call 1-888-996-TIPS or visit NBCBayArea.com/response, where every call, every email is answered.
Well, here's the beef. It'll be Turner, Seager, and Puig. And Turner takes the pitch in tight for a ball. Turner got the first hit of the game for the Dodgers. He had one back up the middle that squirted past Matt Moore and then under the glove of Joe Panik. So it's 2-0. Giants would like to get a couple more innings out of Matt Moore. Foul back. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Went right at it with a 2-0 count. You can do that with a 4-run lead. You want to make him swing the bat to get on base. No free passes.
Two and 1. 3 and 1. After the stressful 4th inning, Matt Moore came back with a nice 1-2-3 5th. Foul back, so he comes in and he gets the strike. It's 3-2.
Went right in on his hands with cut.
Got him.
Oh, a nice comeback down the count. 3-1. Strikeout number 5. Got him with a fastball.
Here's Seager.
Well, Giants fans, next time you want to grab Giants seats, get the StubHub app. Not only will you find seats you love whenever you want, you can find the best seat when you're for your buck when you sort by best value. Go to StubHub app today.
Seager goes around. It's no balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, another good curveball. I mean, that was pitch number 80, and I don't think he picked his curveball up till about pitch 55.
0-2. Fouled out of play.
So a 90-mile-an-hour cut there ahead of the count. 0-2. Looked like plate umpire Brian Knight was starting to get on his back leg for the ring-em-up call, and he was thinking about it. Just didn't miss by much. Fastball in the outside corner. Suppose he didn't move the glove. I'll tell you one thing about Seager. He's got the best eye in the league right now to take those last 2. Those were good pitches. There's a cutter.
On the ground to Panik. 2 outs.
So a nice job of persistence there for Matt Moore to keep making good pitches.
So Yasiel Puig's going to hit. Out of play on the first pitch. Puig is popped out and struck out. Swinging a foul again, out of play. On the ground to third. Nice play, Gillespie. He got him. Tricky hop. Watch this ball come up, and Connor Gillespie staying with it.
Nasty little backhander, and once he caught it, he had all the time in the world to flip a strike to Belt. Nice play.
Giants Baseball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. By Kelly Moore Paints, celebrating 70 years as your neighborhood paint store. By Xfinity, X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
At the corner at third and King, it's 5-1 Giants. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. You're looking at Grant Dayton. He's a new lefty into the lineup.
Yeah, look at the strikeouts. 38, 25 in the third innings. Just 19 base runners allowed by this guy. He's a puppy, but he's got good stuff. Fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. You'll see low to mid-90s with velocity.
Span, a single, a triple, and a strikeout. Belt to follow, and then Posey. And a strike to Denard Span.
So Dave Roberts, the skipper for the Dodgers, I mean, he's getting some work for his bullpen. Their last opportunity until they open up their series with Washington on Thursday.
You just saw Seguin. He's now at first. So Gonzalez is out of the game. Swing and a foul into the glove of Grandal. It's 1-2. Kendrick, who started, he's out of the game. Utley, who started, he's out. Now Gonzalez. Span out swinging.
Time now for our greater coverage of baseball is brought to you by T-Mobile. Yesterday, Ty Block really put his name in the Giants history books by taking down the three-time Cy Young Award winner Clayton Kershaw. Block on the day, second start ever. 8 innings pitched, 3 hits allowed, no runs, 6 strikeouts on 99 pitches. Oh, by the way, he got a couple of hits off Kershaw as well. That's our T-Mobile.
Here's Brandon Belt. Dayton going right in on the hands.
to Brandon Belt? I mean, that really is something you're going to have to deal with if you're a tall hitter. Belt's 6'5". You kind of get used to him. Opposing pitchers coming in on your hands.
So count leverage for Belt and a swing. Gonna miss. Buster Posey on deck. Belt hits a high fly ball. Struck well. Peterson back at the wall, and he makes the catch. Belt got most of it. 2 down. It's a good sign, though.
Yeah, it's a great sign. He left the box, measured it out. I think he may have got a little bit of it towards the end. I'm not sure it was right on the sweet spot. But as big and as strong as he is, I mean, he doesn't have to get it all to get it out of here. But just a reminder of how difficult it is to hit a home run in this ballpark if you don't flush it.
Here's Buster Posey. And a base hit into center field. So here's Hunter Pence. Pence with a swing. And a foul out of play. Two good signs. Belt, Posey. Hunter Pence, a couple of strikeouts and a ground ball. And he slashes one into the seats down the right field line. Oh, 2. Seguin holding on Buster Posey. And it's very high. So Pence in a battle. Nope, backdoored him 2-2.
Tried to nibble with that little slow curveball. So something soft away, and what does it set up? Something hard in.
And it is. It's 3-2. Buster Posey will be on the move. Seguin will play behind him. 2 outs here in the 6th. Popped him up. Seguin making the call and the catch, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the 7th. It remains 5-1 Giants. The game summary and it's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Yasmani Grandal is 1 for 1. He's got an RBI. Span, Belt, and Posey, they're 7 for 11. Matt Moore has pitched extremely well. And the Giants with 2 in the first, 3 in the second, and they lead 5-1. And leading things off against Matt Moore will be Segedin. Rob Segedin. And the call strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. Backdoored him, 0-2.
I tell you, that curveball's come to life. And the thing about his curveball, when he gets it going, he can rock the baby. He can go inside, outside, inside, outside. Change up.
So 0-2 to 2-2. Struck well to Pence, but Hunter Pence backpedaling. Well, watch the drive to the pennant with MLB.TV Premium. You can watch every out-of-market game live in HD. Visit MLB.TV. So here's Grandal. Grandal's been on base twice. He also has the only RBI in this game for the Dodgers when he lined one into left field for a base hit. Here's Span on the move, and Span is going to run it down. 2 down. I think Matt Moore likes this ballpark.
I don't know of a pitcher that would, but when you're a fly ball strikeout guy like he is, I mean, you like a big yard that can eat up the fly balls. I mean, this is a ball that hit in other ballparks in this division, 3 of them to be exact, probably a home run. Here, it's a big league hang with him. So, yep, I agree with you. He likes it.
So here's Jock Peterson.
Good cutter. See that pitch, if you're Jock Peterson, and you're thinking that's a fastball the whole way, and then all of a sudden it just sort of leaks away. Comes right back with it, nails the outside location.
Got him. Strikeout number 6. And we'll head to the home half of the 7th. Giants lead 5-1.
For the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Dignity Health. Let's welcome our friends from the Giants broadcast booth. Fellas?
All right, everybody. Vin, we have a couple of thank yous for you. First, thank you for 67 incredible years that you've given baseball.
Yep.
And thank you for ending your career here in San Francisco, that we can tell you thank you and that we can tell you we love you. So how about it, everybody? Let's salute Vin. Stand up and hold your cheer cards and sing your hearts out. We're going to sing his favorite song, Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Here we go. A 1, a 2. Take me out to the ball game.
Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some
peanuts and Cracker
Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Root, root, root for the. If they don't win a shame. Or it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Thank you, Ben.
What a special day. Ben Scully's final broadcast and the entire crowd singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game, holding these awesome cards. We do have a scoring update for everyone. There is a new development in the Cardinals Pirates. Matt Carpenter in the 6th inning taking Antonio Bastardo deep for a 3-run bomb to give the Cardinals a 4-2 lead. Bogey, though, guys, he did his job. 5 innings, 5 hits. He did what he could do. Rally enchiladas. We're watching. We'll keep you up to date. Much, much more. Giants baseball as they lead 5-1 heading into the bottom of the 7th.
All right. Thanks, Amy. Here it's a 5-1 lead. And Brandon Crawford's going to stand in and hit, and he's facing Baez. And that would be Pedro Baez. You think Vinny wants just to get out of town? I think.
Well, I just think it's an emotional day as you see the numbers
goodness.
for Baez. He's had a great year, 82 strikeouts and 73 innings. Hard thrower, mid to high 90s.
How do you say goodbye to a guy like that?
Well, you don't want to.
That's the deal.
But what he's given this game with his career is well, he's a Hall of Famer. The best there ever was.
Crawford takes low. It's 3-0. And no one smiled bigger and laughed louder when they heard the root for the Giants than he did. I think he kind of felt that was coming. So Crawford takes the walk. Here's Pagan in the 7th inning. So Baez to Pagan. And Pagan looks at a strike.
High velocity challenge there. Baez also has a good hard slider and a changeup combination. And he throws them all. But I still think Baez thinks off the fastball.
And And that pitch is wide, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Pagan has been the igniter. Hit more home runs than any Giant this second half. And it seems like they've all meant something too. I mean, you don't think of him as a home run hitter, but I mean, he's got pop in his bat. And he usually picks a good time to hit him.
Down the left field line. Foul. Not by much.
She's swimming for it. Oh. She was so deserving.
So 1-2 to Pagan. And a slow roller that Hernandez got him.
Well, look at this one.
Yep, I don't think they did.
Joe West making the call, and I don't think he got it right. Pagan and Billy Hayes, the first base coach, immediately started pointing back to the dugout, saying, "You got to redo this one. He's safe."
Hernandez tried to get there as quickly as he could, but Pagan got such a good jump out of the box. This replay review is presented by Xfinity. So this should be an infield hit for Pagan.
We're showing it on the big screen here in the ballpark, and everybody's going to see it. You'll hear the reaction. And that tells you what the Giants fans think. They think he's safe.
Joe West didn't want to watch it.
So an infield hit for Pagan. And the Giants get a runner in scoring position that they haven't been able to do since the 3rd inning.
Second hit for Pagan, and here's Joe Panik. Now the Dodgers will get some more people up in the bullpen. Panik 1 for 2 with a walk. And he takes outside and low.
So the Pirates come back down 4-2. They come back in top of the 7th and tie it up. Baez taking a long look into Brian Knight. He thought he should have had a strike there in the 1-0 count. Strike zone's been small. What you've got today as a pitcher, you've had to earn. Have not been many corner strikes, and this is kind of true to the scout report we've had on Brian Knight.
Panik gets a high pop up into left field. It's Puig, and Puig will make the catch.
Well, down 2 runs. John Jaso steps up and does this. It's a bomb. And with that swing of the bat, it ties the score. So Pirates giving the Cardinals what for?
What for? Who was the what for in your house? Was it mom or dad?
Oh, mom.
Yeah, ours too.
You didn't ever want it to get to dad, and it very seldom did.
How about when mom would tell dad?
That was not good.
You're not going to tell dad, are you?
Seriously?
Here's Gillespie, who takes high. 1 ball and no strikes.
She rarely did.
Our house? She rarely didn't. We got ratted out a lot. 1 ball and no strikes. Crawford and Pagan are your base runners. Two and oh.
So the fireboats just getting ready. The pace of this game is really slowed down with Baez being very deliberate. Gillespie's in the driver's seat on this 2-0 pitch.
Foul back.
So 96 right down the middle. And Gillespie, who's been red hot, fouls it off. Talk about Baez. I mean, you know, he's got the 3 pitches, but he thinks off the fastball. And I think until you get to a 2-strike account against this guy, you sit on gas because he's proud of his fastball, and he just showed it there in the 2-0 count.
2-1. Two and two.
You know, and that pride comes with throwing a fastball right by a guy when he's looking for it. That'll give you confidence.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And Crawford goes. It's a double steal, and he's going to make it easily. Gillespie strikes out.
Now both guys going immediately, so there had to be a little bit of a signal between Crawford and Pagan. And as deliberate and as slow as Baez is out of the stretch, an opportunity, and they took it. So Matt Moore, it's up to him to put the ball in play. He's got a hit today. Infield single back in the 3rd inning.
What he doesn't have this year, and this is important, he does not have an RBI. Well, there are 2 out there.
One thing that Moore can do, I mean, he's a guy that can hit mistakes at the belt. Put it down around the knees, that's a different story. But at the belt, he can put it in play.
Well, so it's 2-0. Myers wants to know where that is. He's looking in and he's finding out that Brian Knight sometimes won't give you that pitch.
Tight zone. You wonder here, 2-0, if Bochy's going to put the take sign on him.
Swinging for the fences. And it probably was on. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Now get ready to hit.
Two and 2.
97 right through him. You know, 97, it's so much different than what these guys see in batting practice.
Yeah, Billy Hayes' best would be what? 82?
Yeah, from 30 feet.
And the 2-2. Here it is. And a high pop-up that has some personality. That'll end the inning. Put it in play. You never know. 8th inning coming up.
Banquet. The Giants have clinched the postseason berth on the 162nd game of seasons twice in San Francisco history. September 30th of 1971 against the Padres in San Diego. Juan Marichal pitched a complete game 5 hitter. The Giants won that one 5-1. And then October 3rd, 2010, that's when the Padres took on Jonathan Sanchez right here at AT&T Park. Sanchez went 5 scoreless innings and Brian Wilson saved it, and the Giants won that game 3-0. And in that game, Jonathan Sanchez also had a triple. It was the big hit in the game. And that's how it ended in 2010. The Giants would go to the playoffs.
And let the party begin.
Charlie Culberson is going to pinch hit. So Culberson. Swing and a miss. Kike Hernandez on deck. Javi Lopez headed down to the bullpen. And the pitch is down low. Last pitch was 100 for Matt Moore. Strickland joining Lopez. Swing. And a miss. 1-2.
Fastball still hopping. Culberson, a good fastball hitter, and he swung through 2 on this at bat.
Timeout is called. For whatever reason, there are certain days where when a ball gets away, it finds Crawford. And that's a good thing.
Yeah. Ball magnet.
Ball got out of the bullpen and found Crawford. 1-2. And a pop-up to
the ball magnet.
Here's McDonald's True Stories, October 2nd, 1954, Game 4 of the World Series. The Giants completed a sweep of the Indians in the World Series despite Cleveland being the heavy favorite. Remember, the Indians won 111 games that year. They only lost 43. Dusty Rose went 4 for 6, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, including a walk-off 3-run home run in Game 1. That's when Dusty Rose found that little porch in right field.
Yes, he did.
Well, Rosen used to say, add up Dusty Rose's, the feet that his home runs went, and then check out Vic Wirtz's ball that Mace caught. Here's a high pop-up. And Joe Panic puts it away. It was an incredible Indians team. It really was.
Well, they were loaded with everything, and just some of the great starting pitching of that decade. Heavily favored against the Giants. And the Giants swept them in 4 games.
So here's Reddick. Reddick lines one foul. Turner's on deck. That Moore deals. On the ground to Belt. Belt gives ground. He's going to have to beat Reddick to the bag. He does, and the inning is over. And Matt Moore's going to walk off the mound to a standing ovation here at AT&T Park.
Well, he's earned it. He's been absolutely brilliant. 8 solid, 3 hits allowed, just 1 run. And that to a ball player is music to his ears.
Matt Moore. Giants.
CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Amici's East Coast Pizzeria. When you want the best pizza in town, Amici's delivers.
Giants are leading 5-1 as Blanton's on the mound. And Span rolls it foul. And it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up in Smog Experts.
Joe Blanton, the right-hander, making appearance number 75. And what a season he's had for the Dodgers. 2.28 ERA, 79 strikeouts in 79 innings. Completely recreated himself once he got in the bullpen. A lot of people thought that Blanton was perhaps on the downside of his career. Not so.
Span is going to shoot one to left, and he's got another hit, and it kicks away from Puig. And Span's going to go into second base.
Just good opposite field hitting, and Puig trying to make a play, gets caught in between. Ball kicks off his leg, and that's a 90-foot mistake. Hits off his bare hand. It's going to be a base hit and an error on Puig.
So here's Belt. Belt has 2 hits, a walk, and a fly ball to the wall in center field. And he takes a strike on the inside corner. Barnes is now catching. Culberson is at short. Chris Taylor's at third. Belt with a swing and a foul.
Blanton throwing darts with that fastball. 2 times he's gone right on that inside corner. As you see Sergio Romo heating up. He will pitch the 9th.
Oh, 2 to Belt. Belt hits a very high pop-up. Taylor is going to put it away. Really nice job by Taylor. Oh, was up there for a while. So here's Buster Posey. Buster's had 3 hits today and 3 RBIs. And he's going to look at a strike, and it's 0-1. Hunter Pence is on deck.
Blanton has always had a very compact delivery. Very easily repeated stroke with his arm. And you know, this year we saw him kind of vary from that high 3/4 that he has, and he can drop down a little bit. Does it when he wants to enhance sink on a fastball with 2-seam grip. He can pitch. Someday Blanton will be a coach and he'll teach pitching. He's got a lot to offer.
So Barnes is going to go out and have a word with Blanton. Giants faced 3 starters in this series that all had ownage on them. Hill, Kershaw, and Maeda.
Well, Maeda had never lost to the Giants in 3 starts. He was 3-0. Posey
with a swing and a miss. He got him. 2 outs, and here's Pence. All right, let's go to our CSN Bay Area studio for an update. That would be the best way to put it. Here's Pence and a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Pence is 0 for 4. Romo getting loose. We're in the bottom of the 8th.
Matt Moore retired the last 13 guys he faced.
And a base hit to right. And here comes Span, and here's Reddick's throw. It is late. And it's 6-1. Pence with his first hit of the afternoon.
That's the one run that managers love, to have a 5-run lead going into the 9th inning where one swing in the bat cannot tie a game. So that's a significant RBI from Pence. Plus, Pence have been grinding a little bit today. Had an 0 for 4 coming to this one. This is not just a pure challenge. It was off the plate away. Kind of pokes it into right field, and he'll take it. And so will Bruce Bochy. Span with a 2-out jump. Reddick's got a good arm, and this was not a bad throw. Just late.
So here's Crawford. Crawford takes inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Two and 0. Three and 0. Game number 162. See our scoreboard guys thanking Vin Scully. 3-0. 3 balls and 1 strike. And there's a strike. Crawford didn't think so. 3 balls and 1 strike. Crawford, little pop up, and coming out of nowhere is Peterson. He dropped it. And here comes Pence. He's going to score. And Peterson may be injured.
It looks like Peterson had it in his glove until the momentum of his slide rolled his glove over and the ball popped out. He was playing well in the left center. I mean, he had to come a long way for this. The fact that he even got to it is miraculous. And with Pence running on the play, it's going to be an easy score. I mean, it was right there, and then he rolls it through. I don't know if he hurt his wrist or his shoulder.
Could have been all of them.
Yeah, you're right.
So here's Pagan. Give Crawford an RBI. He's got 84 on the season. And Pagan's going to look at a strike. A rough way for Blanton here to pick up a couple of earned runs to end the season. Pagan pops it out of play. 0-2. Denard spanned today with 3 hits. Matt Moore, what a great outing for him.
Oh, he stood tall, no doubt. It's the kind of outing that you hope to get in your career, and when you do get it, you hope you can answer the call. And every starter this weekend for the Giants has certainly done that.
Goodness. Even with the Rockies. And a line drive into left field, and that's going to fall. Pagan with 3 hits today. And here's Joe Panik. I mean, here if you're Blanton, look, you've had a really terrific season. Are you going to blow up on the last day?
Well, and also you start talking about confidence going into the postseason.
First pitch rolled foul. Oh, 0-1. Panik hits a high fly ball to Peterson, and that'll end the inning. Giants score twice. We'll head to the 9th. Romo coming in.
Telecast is presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
We have reached the 9th inning. Sergio Romo into the game. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up in Smog Experts.
40th appearance on the year for Sergio Romo. He's inherited that closer role. He's 4 out of 4. This is not a save opportunity.
And he's facing Andre Ethier, and Ethier takes a strike.
And Romo is throwing now with more strength than he has had at any point in the season. His fastball is consistent, mid to high 80s, but with 2 types of movement. Slider, changeup.
And Ethier is going to lash one into left field for a base hit. So Ethier aboard. And the hitter is going to be Austin Barnes. So here's Barnes. Barnes takes a strike. Yasiel Puig is on deck. It's 7-1 Giants. Giants this afternoon with 16 hits. They had 13 hits on Friday, and they had 7 hits in the game yesterday. As Barnes fouls this one out of play.
Everybody in the ready position.
This one hit out into the gap. Can Span get there? He's on the move. And he makes the catch. And for Denard Span, the catch of the year for him.
He had to go a long way. I didn't think he had a chance. You see, he's playing over to the right field side about 3 steps, and here he's got to go back, and the ball's starting to carry. Reaches out, and as he goes into a slide, his knee jams into the sod. In the end, he puts it right in the sweet spot. Fighting the wind and the sun and sod and everything nature could throw at him.
Here's Yasiel Puig. And Puig rolls it foul. Puig is popped out, struck out, and he's bounced out to third. On the ground to third, but foul. And it's now 0-2.
See the score in St. Louis, 10-4 Cardinals, and nobody cares.
Got him.
Beautiful slider for strike 3. The no-dot slider, his signature pitch, starts it on the outside part of the plate, and it's Puig way out in front.
Here's Rob Seguin. Runner goes, they're going to foul back. It's no balls in 1 strike. Runner goes. We're going to foul. It's 0-2.
2 pitchers, 2 sliders, 2 fouls. And now here we are at the junction. The pitch that everybody's been waiting for.
Ethier down to second. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. All standing. Over 41,000 here this afternoon. As you would expect, it's 1 and 2. Outside 2 and 2.
Seguin and not biting. Romo throwing the no-doubter just off the plate. The way you want to throw it, you had to count 1-2.
Two pitch. Hit out into left field for Pagan. And for the 4th time in 7 years, the Giants are headed towards a meaningful October. And let this celebration begin. Did it the hard way, Mike.
Well, they really did. And they went down to the last weekend and they took on the big 3 from the Dodgers. Hill, Kershaw, Maeda, and they won every game. They answered every challenge. And if you're looking for a way to go into the postseason with confidence, this is how you want to do it. Now they don't worry about St. Louis. They'll get on a plane tomorrow and they'll head to New York and they'll play the 1-game wild card on Wednesday. And this is a bunch that had a lot of pride. They held it together through a very, very stressful August and September. And that man right there was responsible for keeping them on the ship. And now you really don't care. You got to the dance.
Well, look, the ship was taken in water. And nobody left the boat. Nobody. And the reward is they get to play another game, and it's a meaningful game, and they seem to hang in there and do well in meaningful games. So they will celebrate on the field. They will take this into the clubhouse, and they'll celebrate some more. As we watch. Vin Scully say goodbye to all the folks that he's worked with over the years in that broadcast booth. But this afternoon belonged to him and belonged to those guys. There is no doubt about that. And that gentleman can smile. It's been stressful, and he wears it. And he kept everybody together. So is that guy. And I can't not help but think, when you look at what the Cardinals are going to do, that yesterday's game with Ty Block may have been the biggest game of the year.
Well, it was. And if you're the Cardinals and you're looking at that game, knowing that Kershaw is going to go on and make that start against the rookie who's making his 2nd career start, you're feeling pretty good about life. And the Cardinals did everything they could do. They won the first 2. They're leading 10-4 in this 3rd finale of this 3-game series in St. Louis. They did all they could, but the pressure was on them. They had to do that. The Giants knew that they controlled their own destiny. They didn't have to rely on anybody beating anybody. They could handle it themselves, and they got to do it. They got to do it here at home, and they did it on the strength of some incredible starting pitching, some timely hitting, and some clutch defense. And they have not been this confident as they are right now for a while, and they are ready for the postseason.
Well, I have to tell you, I did not think they'd sweep the Dodgers, but they proved me wrong. I mean, you look at the 3 starters the Dodgers had going on against them. But they played exactly like they played in those 3 postseasons. They played their game. They took advantage of every little opportunity, every mistake the Dodgers made, and they pulled it off. So good for them.
Yeah, you're right. And the thing about this club, when they made their runs in 2010, 12, and 14, that stood out in every series was the calm that they had. The bigger the moment, the more calm this group was, and that was the case today. Walking in their clubhouse today, you felt that calm, and they're a confident bunch. When the bright lights are on, they should be. They've earned that right, and now they're set to make another even year run.
No team had more heartbreaking losses in the 9th inning than the team that's celebrating right now. When you talk about games like that where guys start checking out, none of them did. I mean, we walked out of this park, checked out a few times, I got to tell you, because those losses are just, my goodness, they just wear on you. But they hung in there, and they end up winning 87 games. And with a little help, they probably could have won 95.
Well, Bruce Bochy, proud moment for him as he goes in and congratulates everybody involved. But he really, I think, has had his finest hour, and I hope he gets some consideration for Manager of the Year, because he's never been better. And just doing that one thing, with all those gut check losses that this club had, he kept them on board. He kept them believing.
So here on CSN Bay Area, this is the coverage that you'll get here for the postseason. You'll see before and after the games, and that'll start on Wednesday, and that's for every Giants post game. So, hey, put your seatbelt on. You're in for another fun ride, and it's probably not going to be one of those rides where it's really straight. It's probably going to be more like Lombard Street.
It'll be entertaining.
It'll be like going down that last run in Tahoe at North Star. So this group now will do a few interviews, probably put some goggles on, and then celebrate.
We are in. And those are 3 beautiful words. And a lot of people didn't know they were going to be able to say this year. And yet here they are. They're going to the big dance.
He's a great humanitarian and musician, as well as being a fantastic pitcher and athlete, and a wonderful Giants team member. If I can find him, we're going to have a few words now from Jake Peavy, everybody. One more time, let's hear it for Jake.
Let's hear it for this group of boys right here on the field. How about what they just did? Huh? What an incredible weekend it was. Guys, it doesn't happen without you guys, honestly. It's been so special since I've been here. 2014, when I got traded over here, there was an energy. There was something special about this place that was undeniable. That energy's back. It's alive and well. I know this season hadn't been what we wanted it and thought it would be. That being said, we're in. We got a game on Wednesday night that we need every bit of your love, support, and energy at about 5 o'clock out here Wednesday night. Send it all to that East Coast, and let's go show them how the West Coast does it and find a way to get to Chicago. I remember Hunter saying, there's no way this is our last game we're playing in AT&T ballpark. There's no chance. I'm a free agent. I know there's a couple other boys who are free agents. I'm not done getting ready to play in this ballpark. All right? So let's find a way Wednesday night. Thank you from the bottom of my heart and every one of these guys. We appreciate your support. Stay positive and let's go. Thank you.
So let's hear it. Let's give it to them one more time, everybody. Let's go, Giants! Let's go, Giants!
The chant of "Let's Go Giants." And this crowd doesn't want to leave, and why would you? Wednesday night, the big fella.
Madison Bumgarner taking on Noah Syndergaard. And it's exactly who the Mets want to have in line to try and advance. And it is going to be a spirited game. A sudden death game. And the winner gets to head to Chicago to take on the team with the best record in the National League and in baseball.
All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
All right, one of the stars of the game, stars of the season, Denard Span, you're going to the playoffs.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good. We're ready. We feel good, and we're just thankful to have an opportunity to get an opportunity to play in the postseason.
When you found out in the offseason that you were going to be a San Francisco Giant, was this a moment that you thought could happen?
Of course. That's the reason why I chose to come here. You guys broke my heart in 2014, and it seems like every year this organization's in the playoffs, and that's what I wanted to be a part of. You know, hopefully we can continue to deep into the playoffs, but this is why I came here, for moments like this.
Talk about heartbreak, and this second half has served you guys a lot of heartbreak, but you persevered. Can you just share your thoughts on the resiliency of this group of guys?
I think you used the two best words, resiliency and perseverance. You know, we just kept fighting. You know, we didn't give up. It didn't look good. You know, the fans are ready to jump off the handlebars, and you know, we stayed together as a core group, and you know, we're here, man. You know, we got an opportunity, like I said, to just keep going.
Have fun.
Thank you.
Go throw those baseballs to the fans. Dwayne and Mike, let's get it up to you.
All right, the celebration will begin inside the clubhouse. Giants are headed to the wild card game on Wednesday. Let's check in with Esurance Giants postgame live right now.